Libra, happy 2017 February. Hope everybody is doing well and that the new year started off positive and healthy for everybody. I'm going to give the cards one more shuffle. As usual, I've shuffled them before, but I like to add a little more energy into them right when the video starts. Again, this is a general read, so it won't resonate with everybody, but I hope it does for most. As always, check your sun, moon, and rising. Again, this is love and relationships, so I will bring up anything additional that I sense or that pops up for finance or career or friendships or anything else that I get. But again, the general focus of this reading is going to be love and relationships. So this is Dark Dove Tarot for February, Libra, 2017. Let's see. As I've said in my previous videos, I always move pretty fast, so hopefully you get what you need out of the reading and it's positive for you. Hope it resonates with most of you. And here we go. Okay, so the first card is always going to represent, in my read, your position where you currently are. So where you're starting the month of February. And that card we have is the Six of Wands. So again, this is your current position. And Libra, I have to be honest, the Six of Wands is an amazing card to start February off with. The Six represents victory and success in a lot of aspects like work, maybe even court cases that were recently won, finances, etc. In love, the Six is also very positive. This means a bonding of two people. So many of you are coming together with new partners, forming positive relationships. If you're currently in a relationship, this means that your bond is stronger than ever. Or maybe you're moving in the direction of marriage or commitment. I feel like a lot of you have been through turbulent times, and this is kind of the aftermath or the coming out on the other side of any arguments or troubles you've had in the past. So the card also represents a successful pregnancy. Maybe some of you have been trying for this for a long time and you've finally gotten your wish. I see a lot of combined families as well. So now that your relationship is progressing, maybe you're moving in together, you're becoming more like the Brady Bunch, and both of you or one of the partners is bringing kids into the household. So for singles, you're on a hot streak. I'm sensing a lot of you are meeting an abundance of people, and many of them seem like a really good fit for you. So you're going to have a hard time choosing. You're going to have a lot of suitors, and you're going to have to figure out which ones you want to pursue. You don't need to rush into anything. In fact, this card urges you to take your time and enjoy the people you're meeting. You don't have to commit tomorrow, so enjoy the positive energy you're going to feel. You're going to feel it a lot this month, actually. I'm just getting an overall sense of good vibes and laughter. Many of you have found a new sense of pride in your relationship or in a commitment you're in, and you're wanting to show your partner off. Some of you are even introducing your significant other to your parents, family, or friends, maybe for the first time this month. This is also the month of romance, as we all know. So a lot of you are jumping on the love wagon. You have a heightened sense of romance and what you need to do to keep your partners or new prospects happily enticed. So you always have that going for you as well. You can use, Valentine's Day as kind of an excuse to be extra mushy and smoozy, or however you want to say it, a smoozer, I guess. There's also a lot of sense that a few of you are happy with your life currently, or you have been recently. So maybe work is going well. You kind of have your finances in order, everything's balanced. And so you seem to be okay being single until the right person comes along. A lot of singletons are patient and not forcing things just to say they have someone, and that's super important. Again, a lot of you, I get this feeling of like a pregnancy announcement, or you just got engaged, but I keep seeing like a pregnant belly. So, good for you if that's what's going on with you. The second card is going to be any challenges or feelings directly related to your current position, and you have the Hierophant. And this card is actually perfect for the feelings or challenges card relating to the Six of Wands. This shows that a lot of you are keeping your values and traditions alive in your relationships. So I don't really sense a lot of challenges with this position. Again, this could be traditional marriages are being discussed, or maybe whether you're going to get married in a church or a temple. I'm showing again the bonds of the relationship right now are stronger than ever. And this might have a lot to do with you guys coming together on your principles or morals that you both share. This also shows, as I've stated above, that singletons are meeting a lot of people in abundance, and it seems like these people could form good partnerships. However, you're weighing more what's important to you and how much you're willing to compromise when it comes to beliefs or lifestyle. So this is really important because you need to listen to your inner self and what you want. Maybe you're religious and you need to meet somebody who holds that same value. Maybe you exercise and practice a healthy lifestyle and you're looking for somebody who goes to the gym a lot. I get a lot of you are expressing what's important to you and you're not holding back when you're meeting new people. So you're kind of saying, I don't want to waste your time. Don't waste my time. We're not going to work if these aren't important to you. Your prospects may be saying the same thing. So it's interesting. For some reason, I keep getting like this picture of like gamers, people coming together for like World of Warcraft or Call of Duty. I have no idea if those are big things anymore. I apologize up front. Don't hold it against me if I don't know the, in games. I'm more of a Mario Kart, person myself. So, again, interesting people coming together, people who are into like chess or bowling or maybe wine or cigar enthusiasts. A lot of like Princess Leia and Luke Comic-Con type things. So anyways, whatever your pleasure, that's great if you're meeting like-minded people. So again, this may not be for many of you. It's just something that popped in while I pictured people going on dates or expressing their hobbies. So if you're in a relationship, maybe you're even starting new traditions with your partner, or like I said, if you're blending a family and compromising, you're introducing new family outings or new places you like to go together, or even game nights, board games, and movies that you all enjoy. Some of you may be breaking the traditional means of dating as well and going out with people you haven't chosen before. Like some of you, whether you're singled or coupled, are breaking free and loosening up a bit. Maybe the month of February is kind of bringing a new heat to the romance department in more ways than one, and that's helping you believe in yourself a little more, and you're expressing it a little more openly. So all in all, good so far. So the next card we have is going to be your distant past, or any troubles of your past relationships or traits you or your partners possess. And that's going to be the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords, this represents abandonment or retreat, which in turn represents past hurts that most of you have cut ties from or ended relationships from. Again, this is your distant past. So this isn't, last month. This is a year ago or a few years ago, or, could be even longer than that. A lot of you were fighting this past year, though, especially in relationships and marriages that have stuck it out. And so that's where the, coming through on the other end comes into play with your current position, the Six of Wands. Some of you were even in abusive relationships in the past few years, and it's something you've had to escape, it feels like. Based on your current position, though, you're out of the healthy relationships. A lot of single people have stopped dating, took a break to clear their minds. Maybe you were focused more on career, health. Again, I sense a lot of you even went through divorces, had children involved, maybe custody battles. This is distant past, again, so many of you have come through and are making major strides. I always like the past cards because even though they can bring pain and hurt, we stand to learn a lot about what we deserve and what we need. And for single people dating again, you've looked back on your past and reflected it and realized what worked and what didn't. And a lot of couples struggled financially or had hardships that were making it difficult to focus on their needs and their love. For the relationships that survived it, it feels like it wasn't because there was a lack of love or a lack of respect, but a busy life with hardly any downtime. This should be a reminder that when things get tough, not to let life get in the way of your bond. If you are single, it seems like you stayed single for a while after your breakups. Again, to figure out who you were. It was a good idea because you needed time to process everything. So you wouldn't bring that baggage and negativity into something that could be good but would be tainted from the unhealed wounds. Everyone relives the past. We all do, whether, just in your mind or actually falling back into patterns or habits that can be harmful when meeting new people. But for the most part, I get the sense that you moved past what you needed to get through, and you're going to try and focus on the good times a lot more. So the next card is the more recent past. So this could be the past few months, even the past few weeks. And you have the Nine of Coins. So the Nine of Coins just affirms what I said about your distant past. You've moved into the light and the positive end of the spectrum. And as far as your dating relationships, this card is really good and it goes fittingly with your present situation. This card talks of abundance and success as well. And I'm getting the sense that a lot of you are feeling so positive because, as I've stated, you've chosen to recognize the good in the past relationships and bring that influence into your current dating life or partnerships. This tells me that strongly some of you may have been missing someone quite a bit, or they've been missing you, and a reconciliation may take place as well. If you're single, maybe because of Valentine's Day, you've been on the mind of certain partners, or they've been on your mind. You might start getting calls or texts, asking how you are. Even maybe some people will be saying flat out that they miss you and still love you. For couples, this means you've had ups and downs in the past, but you've reached a stable place, and it's shown up, whether it was over the holidays and nostalgia, or coming into the new year, kind of like a honeymoon phase. So that's been good. It's starting to come forth. This is you focusing on the times when you are most satisfied with each other and coming full circle back to that point. Again, so far everything looks really positive. A lot of you have, gotten set to rebuild relationships, and some of you to rebuild, your dating life and your confidence in yourself. The most recent past has a shifted focus on finding, your soulmate, and what you're putting out in the universe for many is possible. The past few weeks have been a new year and a new you. Many partners made big changes, set big goals, and both people are feeling good about achieving what you've started and implementing it to go forward in your relationship. So all in all, a very good distant past. So the next card is future possibilities, and this is distant future. So not necessarily in February, but possibly over the next couple of months. So for your distant future, you have the Seven of Cups. So again, it seems to just keep getting better and better. This is falling nicely in line as well. This card is all about options and choices, and you have a lot coming your way. As I said above, a lot of you who are single are going to, if you haven't already, had a plethora of dates. And I get the feeling many of you are getting approached, like at the gym or the store, and you're having suitors willing to court you online or in meetup groups. Some of this may have to do with Valentine's Day coming up, and people are wanting, to have that romantic date. But whatever the case is, you're in the spotlight, and you're imagining all the future possibilities that await you. So for couples, this is wishes coming true, and some just wishful thinking. Maybe proposals happened, and many of you are dreaming of the perfect wedding, or how many kids you want, or what their names are going to be. This is an excellent card for both singles and couples. I'm going to urge you to take it slow, though, and make smart decisions. As I've warned a few other signs this month who've gotten similar cards or this card, don't let rose-colored glasses or too much champagne or, riding the Valentine wave cloud your judgment. You still want to make good, positive choices that aren't going to lead to any drama or, fighting, etc. This card is majority positive, but it heeds the warning of not falling into temptation either. So you've come so far in strengthening your bonds. Don't let temptations get in the way. This feels like temptations could come for, couples and singles. You have a choice, and you can choose not to ruin the good things you have going for you. So for singles, this is more of a warning that, like, if you're not looking for a one-night stand, don't give in to temptation. You'll get what you put out, so keep the dreams alive, but stick up for what you want and what type of relationship you're looking for. this goes for you who may reconcile as well. While a majority of you don't need to worry about this temptation or the negativity that could come on the end of this card, but if you do have a past love coming back in, make sure you're approaching the reconciliation with clear head. This card is in your distant future, so these choices and options won't just be in February. You may have a reconciliation come in March or April. So this might continue for some time. Again, overall excellent card, just, be careful. Don't let the nostalgia of Valentine's put you in a position that's going to create issues later. So the next card you have is your immediate future. So this should be, something that comes to a fold in February. And you have the Magician. And the Magician for, immediate future plays well into this as well. This is recognizing your abilities and what you bring into a relationship. So you're stable and in control of your destiny if you choose to be. If you're single, you're coming across as a hot commodity right now because you're laid back, but you're also presenting yourself really well. You'll be making a lot of connections this month on a love level, and you'll also be meeting new friends and business partners along the way as well. So I sense on a career level, the connections for business are going to be pretty big, and you're going to have a lot of success if you choose the right business partners. So that's also on the horizon. For couples, it feels like, you are the magicians. Anything you can do or imagine, you'll fulfill as long as you're together. The bond is so strong for many of you that you can accomplish anything you put your minds to. So with both singles and couples, you're in control and being aware and cautious. But you're also adding major versatility as well. I feel like couples are trying cooking classes, starting to add more exercise, encouraging each other more, even working on spicing up your bedroom mojo. So for singles, you may be going out with people that you normally pass up because maybe they didn't fit the mold or the expectation you were looking for. And now you're coming up with dates that are more intriguing than just meeting up for dinner or drink. You're realizing that to find what you want, putting some sincere thought and effort into it is going to make a big difference. So the next card you have is future external factors. So these are more of the tangible factors that can play into your future. And you have the King of Swords. So this card is often seeking truth and really looking at what you want in love. So again, this is all kind of coming together because, like I said, with the Hierophant, you're looking for maybe somebody who's as religious as you, or somebody who's non-religious, or somebody who's health conscious, or somebody who's not as health conscious, etc. So if you're single, you're really taking the time to get to know people and somebody who carries the same morals and beliefs. So a lot of you are putting forth more diligent effort than you ever have before because you really want to find something true and lasting. You're also very in tune with your emotions lately, whereas a lot of time Libras lead with their head and not so much their heart. You're noticing that if you're able to feel more loving and show that, a more genuine side of yourself and not just practical, it's heartwarming and people are drawn to that. So for couples, you're seeing, the big picture and kind of pressing ahead at full speed, and you're valuing each other, your needs, and you're showing it with actions instead of just talk. So that's great. You're actually proving to your partners that you're in this for the long haul and you've rekindled your love. The King in a relationship means you're both clearly on the same page as well. There's no hidden remorse or angst. You're not going to drudge up the past. You're not holding any grudges. You're going to let the pain lay where it was with last year or years past and really make a go at living the best and most successful life you can together. So the next card you have is internal factors, and you actually have the Tower. So the Tower is an interesting internal factor for this read because the read has been overall, pretty positive. This kind of tells me that with all the strength that you're showing outwardly, you're not necessarily feeling it completely on the inside. I get a lot of anxieties and fears that you really want to meet somebody special. And the Tower shows, you know, that kind of like burning or, you know, bridges breaking and buildings falling down. And because this is internal, it doesn't actually represent anything negative about relationships or people not finding anybody. This is showing that you're kind of putting up a front, and it's not hindering your ability to find love if you're single, or maintain a healthy relationship if you're coupled. However, you do need to work through the anxieties that you have and find out, you know, what the root of it is, and whether it's really, if they're logical or just kind of something that, you know, your imagination is drumming up. Because a lot of times when things are going so well or about to go so well and you can feel it bubbling up inside, it's human nature to just assume, you know, with something good there's always something bad, or like the other shoe will drop. So you're going to be fine. You're heading in such a good direction. I think a lot of you are having a hard time believing how good it's actually going, or how good it's actually going to become. You can also feel the positivity bursting under the surface, like I said. So you know good things are coming your way. It's just, you know, hard to believe almost. It feels as though you're trying to process the hesitancy and overthinking. So you need to understand that even if it doesn't happen right here, right now, you know, whether you're single or coupled, if you don't meet Mr. or Mrs. Right this minute, it doesn't mean it's not going to come. It's actually quite the contrary. The cards are stating for most of you it's inevitable, and you might even bump right into the person you're looking for. If you are in a relationship, I get the sense a lot of you are worried about past issues surfacing. You don't want to walk on eggshells. You don't want to get too busy that you fall into the rut of not nurturing your relationship like you have in the past. Most of you aren't going to have to worry about this. The past isn't going to repeat itself for you. You've had a lot of hardships last year, and again, you're coming out on the other side. Hard conversations were had by a lot of you. Some of you even, you know, went to counseling. So a lot of relationships move to the next step of an engagement, and maybe that's what it is. You're feeling the anxieties of the actual, you know, taking the big leap. Maybe it's, you know, cold feet or whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's, you know, starting a family or having kids. Will we have enough money? Will we be good enough parents, etc.? Whatever the hesitation is that's brought the Tower into your internal thoughts, it won't be long lasting. As you can see, you know, in front of you, you have so many positive things going on. The dating possibilities are going to be endless, and you're going to move forward in your relationships with a sense of peace, and you will feel calmness, and that will start to take over a lot of the fears and anxieties. So I wouldn't worry too much about the Tower, especially because it's internal. You know, you have the ability to change this if you want. Change your thoughts, change your patterns, you know, change the negatives into positives. So just have faith in yourself. Libras are stable, good people, and they're good in relationships, and they're good at finding and bringing out the goodness in other people. So the next two cards you have, or the last two cards you have, are your hopes and fears and the outcome. And the hopes and fears of this card directly relates to the outcome, not to, you know, the rest of the spread. So this is your hopes and fears, and that's the Queen of Swords. And then your outcome card is the Fool. So the hopes and fears of the Queen of Swords, it's actually representing the fear of the Tower above. So you're searching for somebody who's trustworthy and genuine if you're single, and you're looking to find someone with no drama, somebody who treats you well. You're hoping that you can see people at face value for what they are and get clarity on what they're looking for without any charades or BS getting in the way. A lot of you in the past have experienced, you know, people who say they want to date, but then they're hounding you for a relationship, or vice versa, where they say they want a relationship and in reality they're really serial daters. So you're kind of wanting to make sure, you know, the wool isn't being pulled over to your eyes, so to speak. Couples are hoping that they continue to be insightful with their partners and stay in tune with each other's emotions. Right now you're like on a level where you're reading each other really well, and you don't want to lose that. So they're trying to let go of the fears I mentioned above, you know, about falling into the practical instead of keeping the love alive. And I don't see a lot of you having a problem. I feel like a lot of you went through something really tough, and it kind of forced you into making the decision that either this is the relationship you're going to be in or you're going to split. And the majority of you said, no, this is worth it. This is somebody I love, but we need to make sure that we're watering and growing, you know, our relationship to keep it alive. Um, you know, the Fool for outcome for February is wonderful for Libra. This signifies new beginnings and potential. For singles, this wraps up the read perfectly because there's going to be a lot of opportunities. I've said that this entire time, and this just reinforces it. You'll feel a sense of fearlessness. You'll keep your composure and a clear head, but you know, I feel a lot of you are going to get that whimsy, childlike feeling where you're going to be giddy. You're going to get the butterflies along with a few first kisses, first date jitters, etc. Couples are starting fresh and leaving baggage behind. This card represents the cycle starting over. And I know a lot of you needed it, whether you're single or coupled. You just needed a fresh start. And again, some intense times in the past, but now you're on to clear pastures. The love is renewed, and you and your partner have made a commitment to keep it alive and move past anything that once put a wrench in your happiness. So overall, this is actually, Libra, one of the most positive reads I've had for February. So keep up the good work. Libras are very well known for the stable, good work, putting in the effort. So it's paying off, and it's well deserved. So for every sign this month, I've been doing kind of a wish and lighting a wish paper because, I truly want you to get what you deserve. And I know that love and happiness is out there and available to you all. So I'm going to light this wish paper, and then I have kind of these cheesy, if I could get it to stand up, and then I kind of have these cheesy Valentine's cards that I just wanted to, pull one for each of you so that you could see it and, heed its advice as well, because they're just kind of fun. And again, my wish paper is not cooperating, but I wrote on here for Libra that I hope you find, what you're looking for, somebody genuine, and I hope that the positive continues into the next few months. So, let me pull the cheesy love cards once this flies away, and there it goes. So that's good. That's your wish from me to you for the month of February in your love life. So again, I've got these cheesy cards. I'll do this really quick and just see what it says. They're kind of small, so I don't know that you'll be able to read it on the screen. You'll just have to trust that it says what I read. Okay, so the one I pulled for you says, leave little love notes around the house, inside the bathroom cabinet door, on your partner's pillow, in your partner's coat pocket, briefcase, purse, etc. So, all cute. Again, I don't know that you'll be able to read it. It's pretty small, but that's what I leave you with for February. Libra, awesome read. I hope you guys all enjoy this month, and I will see you in March. Thanks.